welcome back to Car Juice. Today I'm going to be giving you guys the squeeze on the 2026 BMW 550e, and it's a hybrid. Welcome back to Car Juice. The 2026 BMW 550e is the latest and greatest second from the top BMW 5 Series on the new G60 platform. Cool things with the new 550e is this is the first iteration of a 6-cylinder 5 Series hybrid. Previously they had the 530e, which was kind of just okay. It was about a 300 horsepower hybrid 4-cylinder. This new one is now a 483 horsepower hybrid 6-cylinder, similar to the very well selling and my only viral video, the X550e. So this one features that same exact B58 drivetrain with the 375 horsepower inline 6 compared with a 190 horsepower electric component. The new generation of 5 Series, you also have a available M Sport package. So this one does have some cool little features on it. The first and foremost is the illuminated kidney grille, which does pulse as this thing is charging, which is really cool. So you'll see that this actually lights up. And then whenever you have this thing plugged in at night, it also is going to pulse and show you that it's actively charging. With this having the M Sport package, you're also going to have upgraded wheels, which are the best wheels that they make on the 5 Series. This one also has the upgraded brake calipers, the blacked out surround around the door panels with the new 5 Series badge. This is going to be standard on all of the new 5 Series. So this basically is just the blacked out version due to this having the M Sport package. Definitely would recommend the M Sport. It's going to get you a larger steering wheel, more aggressive rear diffuser here on the back, also an incorporated spoiler, and overall just make it look a lot more BMW-esque. While this car does drive much smoother than the previous generation M550, it still is a BMW. It's a lot more bottom heavy. We'll get into that a little bit more later, but it's still a BMW and it's a very comfortable vehicle. Let's go ahead and pop the hood. I'll show you guys what we're working with underneath there. However, before we do that, I do want to talk about the MSRP on this one. It's basically fully loaded. It's just missing the Bowers & Wilkins sound system. Our MSRP is at $81,795, and here are a list of all of the options. You can just pull the button twice and you don't have to mess around with a hood latch. You got the legendary inline 6 B58 engine. This is the TU3, so it's going to have direct and port injection. You're basically going to keep it a little bit cleaner. You're not going to have fuel deposit buildup on the valves. Because of the direct injection, it'll clean those off a little bit cleaner. Get on the BMW forums if you want to go high level depth, but people always comment that I don't mention that. This is the TU3, so that's what's big on that. Some other differences from the regular 540, which is also a hybrid. This one has our orange hybrid cables. This runs a line down to the transmission, which has a 200 horsepower single speed electric motor in it. Even though this one does have the hybrid portion in it and it's an electric motor, usually electrics are just one speed. This one, since it runs through the transmission, you can still feel it shift gears even when you're running it in electric mode, which is really, really weird. Under the hood, you'll also see that this has adaptive struts because this has the M Sport package. That's what the engine looks like though. In the front, this one also is equipped with the driver assistance radar package, so it will be able to maintain the distance with the vehicle in front of you. That is more or less basically a standard feature on the 5 Series now, but you can see the radar sensor is integrated into the kidney grille there. Got some very aggressive front end styling. If we did not have the M Sport package, these headlights wouldn't be blacked out, and the mustache portion down here, or the lower jaw portion, I don't know, some people call it a mustache, would be a little bit less aggressive. You get the wider air curtains when you go to the M Sport package, and it just makes the front look a little bit more BMW-esque. The last thing that I want to point out here on the front is the hybrid BMW logo. Anything that's electrified has this blue roundel around it. 245 40-inch tires on the front with upgraded 20-inch wheels. These are non-run flat tires, and the car does come with a spray and seal kit basically, so if you get a nail in your tire, you can continue driving, but you're going to have to pull over, fix the flat, and then keep driving. You also had 4 years of free roadside assistance with any new BMW. The rear tires are 275 millimeters wide with the same 20-inch wheels in the back. Let's go ahead and hop into the back seat and check out our rear legroom. So I'm 5'8". I have a good amount of space in the back seat. I've got probably 3 to 4 inches or so of headroom, and then sitting behind a 5'8" driver, I'm gonna have about 10 inches or so of legroom. So if somebody was 6 foot, probably have 5 inches, 6 inches or so of legroom in the back. So pretty much anybody will be comfortable in the new 5. Additionally, in the back seat, you have optional rear heated seats, and you have 2 USB Type-Cs here in the center, plus the travel and comfort system, so you can add different accessories to the back of the seat with an additional USB back here. So 4 USBs in the back. You have a decent sized cup holder here in the rear with no additional covering over the cup holders, so you can just put your drinks in. The new generation of cup holders is much better. Harman Kardon sound system does light up in the back seat of the car. The Bowers & Wilkins does sound a little bit better, and it's an available upcharge of, I think, about $850. This one also has the upgraded curtains, and you have an extra curtain that pops up in the back. Again, back end, we've already talked about it. Nothing else crazy, just that it has the M Sport package on this car. The biggest improvement from this generation of the 5 Series is the interior, however. This has the Veganza seats, so these are a multi-way adjustable seat. The top portion does not have a contour, so the top portion of the seat won't go up and around you like the previous generation did, so I will miss that. However, the headrest is still power and the leg rest is also power. They've gotten rid of the crumb catcher, or I would like to say mitigated it, so this fold actually will just simply expand as you move your seat around, so these seats are a little bit more intelligent, and the massage has gotten better compared to the previous gen. Door cards have your button to adjust your seats. You can no longer adjust the seat controls for the power seat extender and those sort of things from the seat control. You now have to push this button here. It's also where you'll activate your massaging seats if the car is equipped with it. On the door, you'll also find this is where you can put up your rear shade if you are riding like P. Diddy and you're trying to not be seen. In the driver's seat, you have a new flat bottom steering wheel. This is the M Sport variant. If you did not get the M Sport, you won't have this extra support here in the center. You got a boost button here on the left side. If you press and hold that for 10 seconds, the car will put it into boost mode, and the car will have a more refined adaptive drivetrain where the car will be a little bit more responsive. Dial into the adaptive suspension. It's also going to have increased power for that 10 seconds until the boost wears off. All new BMWs have this from 2024, 2025 on. It's kind of gimmicky, but it is kind of fun seeing the different animation pop up. Headroom in the driver's seat is going to be variable, but I was able to actually finally get a decent driving position set up. I mentioned in my 540 review that I would not go with the aluminum trim. This one has the carbon fiber interior trim and looks really good. The reason for the aluminum trim not being my choice is it reflects in this mirror here. The carbon fiber does not have that same issue. Everything inside of the cabin is soft touch. The dashboard feels nice. It has this nice fake leather look to it. Would like to see maybe some more stitch lines on it. Overall, very nice. And we've also got iDrive 8.5 here in the center. So it's high quality, pretty responsive. The iDrive 8.5 system is much better than 9. 9 is on certain cars, 8.5 is on other cars. 8.5 is just easier to use. The other big improvement that they've made is this generation with the curved screen has been out longer, is you can access your heated seats, ventilated seats, and your heated steering wheel right from the main screen here. And then we have a wireless phone charger here on the left, and then just a goodie holder here on the right. You still have ambient lighting around the cup holders, which is a really nice look. And then you have 2 USB Type-Cs here in the center console. Couple of quick accoutrements. Everything that you can adjust for the car, you can adjust via either a button or you can adjust it via the iDrive controller. The car can learn how to park in your garage for you and has very good oh crap braking. It won't hit your garage and it's very safe. Collision mitigation, it will actually record before and after an accident if you needed it to, which is also nice. Additionally, if the car gets broken into, you have an interior camera that will record somebody trying to break into your car, which is nice. So all the cameras that you could ever ask for are in this thing. Below that, you'll have your driving assistance, which you can adjust the charging speed. You can also adjust the driver assistance features, so the distance of the automatic cruise control, and then even make it so the car won't default to driving in electric mode, say if you're wanting something a little bit sportier. That's a lot of information. That's more or less everything that I want to touch on. Now let's take this thing on a quick spin. So behind the wheel of the BMW 550e, you have yourself a pretty decently comfortable cabin. This thing is designed to be the new generation of BMW, as I was saying earlier. The new 2024 and on kind of platform for BMW really appears to be leaning into the tech company type, high efficiency, low disagreeability type drive and feel, and this car just carries that home through and through the more that you drive it. Even whenever you kick it up into sport mode and it's thrown into a more aggressive setting, it does not compare with the outgoing M550 pretty much at all, and I don't think that it's trying to do that. Okay, so here's what I was thinking of as I was preparing for this video and everything. BMW from 2018 to 2023, it was trying to reprove itself. It had a rough run from, say, 2012 to 2016 from the N20 lawsuit, and just generally kind of a mid product selection. They had cheaped out on the F chassis a lot and it resulted in some pretty low sales numbers, and Audi ate our lunch for that period of 3 to 6 years, depending on what product you're talking about. And I think that it went the complete opposite direction. It gave you a tremendous amount of money, value for your money, and it tried to be bold and in your face. With this generation and what BMW is focusing on with the new class is it's focusing on just tech forward. It's focusing on shy tech. It's focusing on things that BMW hasn't traditionally been known for, and you can feel it whenever you're driving this car. That does not mean that this car is bad, but if you're comparing it against the M550, I think you're going to be a little bit confused, as the 483 horsepower in 520 versus the 523 in the previous gen isn't that big of a difference, but it's how the car puts the power down. It's the 4,800 pound weight limit compared to the 4,200 pound weight limit on the M550, in addition to having some air suspension or more comfortable suspension components that fundamentally change how this car drives. The heavy center of gravity with the batteries being down in the center of the car, as opposed to the dynamic handling package that was available on the M550. The M550 felt like a baby M5 that you could daily drive. This car feels like a baby M5 version of the modern M5, which I had the exact same opinion relative to the previous M5. More on that video in the description below. There was a pink M5 we had at my dealership, and I took that on a drive a couple of weeks ago. But this is kind of more of the same. When I first drove this car, I did not like it, but the more that I think about it, it kind of actually makes sense with what BMW's positioning and their branding is. This interior is super comfortable. It's not as rowdy, it's not as crazy as the M550, which always was a really, really good value for BMW, despite the fact it being $90,000. Relative to the M5, relative to the F90 M5, it was a really, really good value. It was, $30,000, $40,000 less than that. And this is about $40,000 less than the new M5, and it's $10,000 cheaper than the M550. So while it replaces the M550 in the product stack, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the new M550 from an actual technical sense. This is somebody that is really comparing a 540. They want something that's slightly quieter, slightly smoother, and is still a lot of fun to drive, but just it's not the M550. This is the new generation of BMW. This is the quieter, more grown-up version of BMW, and that's why it can get 67 miles per gallon. So the person that should be looking at this is somebody that maybe really wants to get into a hybrid, and they're not quite sure if they want to give up that BMW sports car feel yet. And that's what this car is supposed to be. I would actually legitimately argue that BMW understands you're getting less car here, and they charge you appropriately for it. It's quieter, it's smoother than the 540, and it's nice that you can still get the cool carbon fiber trims and things that make this feel like a BMW, but overall, quality is immensely great. I love the new flat bottom steering wheel. This car is still really fast at that 4-second 0 to 60 range. That's a really respectable 0 to 60 times, about as good as what an M340 is capable of. It's not a car that you're gonna drift. It's just not. It's got some really cool high-tech self-driving. This thing can drive on its own up to 85 miles per hour on the interstate. This is a great car, really quiet, really smooth. Great fuel economy. If you're wanting to just drive 40 miles around town, this is a great option. The engine's not even running right now. And then the seats also, if you're somebody that's tall, this car is set up perfectly for somebody that is on the taller side. It's got plenty of legroom, it's comfortable, it's quiet, you have shades that come up and pop up in the back. And I think that the 550e, after driving it and after the car being out for a few months, The 550e is legitimately a pretty cool car. It's just different. It's an upgrade to the 540 rather than being a baby M like how it used to be. But that's pretty much where I'm gonna go ahead and end today's review off, guys. I really appreciate you guys staying to the end of the video. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, or comment that stuff down below, and I'll do my absolute best to answer any questions that you have about the car in the comments. And if you want to check out my video on the M5, those will be linked in the comments down below as well. But without further ado, guys, I really appreciate you watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.